at lovedreamingpeach.com.
Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? So I have my little cute, adorable notebook over here, my floral notebook. So today was day 2 of the Sarah Boone trial, although there was a few days of jury selection before that. And I actually had not thought that I was going to get that into it. But Peter Tragos, Lawyer You Know, is one of my most favorite YouTubers. And he has been doing a shit ton of videos about her every time she writes a letter or whatever, or has a hearing. So I've been watching a bunch of it because I love Peter.
At lovedreamingpeach.com.
So I started to watch the trial yesterday and today, and I just thought I should do like a quick video about my thoughts because she is burnt toast, in my opinion. She is her own worst enemy. She's fried herself. So I made some quick notes about my thoughts. So Peter's not the only one who is covering the trial that I follow. So let's see. I think I wrote it down. I thought I wrote it down. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, Paul from Reporting Live from My Sofa is covering it, and I love him. Corgi-san is covering it, and I love her. And Emily D. Baker is covering it, and I love her as well. So, you know, since all these people who I follow and I watch all the time are covering it, I've been watching a bunch of it. So there's this 2-hour police interview from Sarah. Then there's the 2-minute video that she made. Oh, by the way, Suitcase Sarah Boone, the lady who killed George Torres by locking him in a suitcase and leaving him there overnight. That case. So my opinion is that she's going to be found guilty of second-degree murder and she's going to get life behind bars. That's my opinion. Now, she's already been in jail for about 5 years. She was offered a plea deal of 15 years. I think it's like she had to do 80%. So she could have potentially taken that deal and been getting out of jail in 7 more years from now. And she was like, nah, I'm going to talk my way out of this. Just like she seems to think that she was going to talk her way out of it the whole time, okay? So these are my quick notes. And then if I have any more time, I'll talk more about it. Sarah is toast. Sarah said, I excel at everything. Yeah. She said that in her police interview. She said, I'm a straight-A student. I'm a phenomenal mother. I excel at everything. Bitch. What? The man had been dead less than a day, and this is what she's saying. All right. She also said, I always know what to do, but I don't know what to do. Then it was revealed. So in the police interview, the first day, she told the cops that she had the passcode to the phone. George Torres did not have the passcode, but that he did have the face code. Then the next day at the police department where she was doing the interview, it came out that no, he does not have the face code. It's her face. And it's her password that George doesn't know. And he doesn't have a phone. They share her phone. And it also came out that, okay, so when he wants to use the phone, he comes and says, here, and she unlocks it, or he holds it up to her face, sometimes while she's cooking or something, she said. And it also came out that her ex-husband Brian was paying likely for the phone as well as the apartment. They didn't have jobs, so she was dependent on her ex-husband, who she would sometimes go crash at his house if she got into a fight with George. Okay, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, October, I think it's going to be October 22nd of 2024, she's supposed to take the stand as a witness. The prosecution is going to rest their case tomorrow. Okay, so Sarah contradicts herself constantly. Nothing can save her from herself. She faked crying with the ultra cringe during the police interview. Was so super ultra cringe. It was so cringe that the paint cracked off my wall. That's how cringe it was, her fake crying, okay? Oh my God, you're killing me, guys. Oh my God, you're killing me, guys. She said that a couple times. Then at one point, the dude, he's like, he said something about, she's like, I'm never going to see George again. And he said, neither will his family. And she was like, are you trying to make me feel worse? And he was like, what? I agree with Paul, reporting live from my sofa, that Sarah adores this attention. She was smiling a few times today in a way that was literally like a cold-hearted, narcissistic, like, this bitch is lapping this up. Like she says in her letters, she's got all these adoring fans. She's her own biggest fan and her own worst enemy. She loves this so much. She's smiling in a really cruel and a really creepy way. It also came out in the evidence that she was a lot more violent than it seemed or than we knew. So George was battered, literally battered. So she's trying now to come out with the battered spouse syndrome that she wants to claim, but he was the battered one. And that night, so the coroner said it could have been either that he was in the suitcase and then she pushed him down the stairs, which seems to be corroborated by the witnesses, the two neighbors who lived like with an adjoining wall, and they heard loud fighting around 11-ish, and then boom, 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 the loud bang, 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 so loud that it shook their walls. Then there was quiet. And his injuries could be consistent with either her pushing him down the stairs or getting his ass in the suitcase and then pushing him down the stairs in the suitcase. There were also injuries to his hands, his arms, his head, other places. He was scratched and literally battered. He had bruises. And there was a bat. And there was blood. And there was some bloody pillowcases. And there was blood in the suitcase. And there was blood in his... So the coroner said that the injuries were like, deeper than skin deep, but they weren't like deep in his brain. They were obviously happened the night of. And those injuries were not the injuries that killed him. What actually killed him ultimately was asphyxiation. So either from the fact that he was in an awkward ass position, he was a 5'2", 103 man in this tiny ass little suitcase, and she said he could get his little fingers out. No, but he couldn't. And also that likely he may have been in there for about 12 hours, and he may have been dead for almost that amount of time. All right. J. Caprio, 8983, on Lawyer Peter Tragos had made a comment that was amazing, that maybe she was hoping that her ex-husband Brian was going to help get rid of the body, and it was all ready to go in a little, just roll the damn suitcase away. It's already ready to go on a permanent permanent trip. Maybe she was planning or hoping that her ex was going to help dispose of it, because he seemed to be helping her to do everything else. And he was like, oh, motherfucking hell no. She also said multiple times in her police interview, it's not fair. It's not fair. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to make it seem? Why are you assuming that I did this? I would never do this. And the cop was like, you would never put somebody, like, lock somebody in a suitcase? I would never do that. He's like, but you did do that. Not malicious, she said maliciously. Not intentional.
To be taken care of, like, I don't.
Okay, you left him in the bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you. And you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
you did.
Not intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a shitty thing. It's alcohol. Not, again, the reason that you know that. You all,
Please sit down.
listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all, listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
So your intention.
I don't know what it is I need to do, or how to do it, or what to say, or how to say it.
But what was your intention?
Everyone knows everything that I've done for George, and loved him, and continuously helped him throughout his life with me, and made him a happier, better person.
And everybody has their limits.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody has their limits.
So it's like, okay, so while we're in a good place right now, I'm going to snap. Is that what while we're in a good place right now?
Yeah. Absolutely. I got you on video screaming, fuck you.
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. This is what it feels like.
Which was however long ago.
You
The
said it.
video was from last
But
night.
clearly,
So it wasn't that, yeah.
there's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
But I would never do that.
But it happened, and you
But
did.
you
But
did.
that's after being playful
But no one's
and having a
laughing.
good day.
No one's laughing except you.
Everybody's having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry?
I would hate to see a bad day.
Y'all are making me out to be a person that I'm not. Nor have, or will I ever be.
Or are you a different person when you're drunk?
People have different personalities after they consume alcohol.
It depends. It's like well,
Because you're sober now, so sober you,
Nice
but what about
person.
drunk you?
not, it's both of us. It's both of us. And it's, again,
It shows that on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip
I'm
it.
leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this. No malicious intent or effort was towards this. No malicious.
I would say this is I hope you sleep, but you're not sleeping, so.
I mean,
Last night, I maybe got an hour.
Right.
in your voice, you can hear the maliciousness. The fuck you is very, very.
You don't talk to people like that. That's not like a common, like, hey Scott, fuck you. That's not common. It's not something people do. And no one that sees that is gonna think that. Okay. So we were trying to give you an opportunity, and it is what it is.
There's no maliciousness towards that.
So I would probably be telling myself that
My intent was not for that to happen.
But you went upstairs and went to bed. Or maybe you passed out, I don't know.
Waiting for him. And the whole time frame thing, it's like, it's regardless, that's not really fair. Regardless, wait.
And that's probably
No.
after that.
What about, by the way, she did.
Did what?
I mean, what would you tell him?
I don't think it really matters what we're going to tell the parents.
Oh yeah, it is the fuel to the fire.
Well, we can't hide things, and I don't know, I'm not saying we're gonna go I'm not saying that we're gonna go and tell them every single thing we have. But again, this is the Orange County Sheriff's Office as public record, so eventually, like, this all will come out. So, it's just, like, you're making it sound like we're gonna tell them something, so then your life is in danger, and I don't like that accusation. So, let's just nip that in the butt right now.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
I cannot
choose, but we can't even, so technically there's no concrete.
There's no concrete.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
Good dollars too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
Make what worse?
How I feel?
There's no comment. I mean,
She is fine. That was there yesterday. And then she took your photos. Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go. Okay. Do you promise everything you told us is the truth? Or no? Everything we talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
He asked to swear. Remember I swore you yesterday on the audio recording? I just forgot, so you raised his hand to remind me, to tell you.
Okay.
Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
For which
True and
everything?
accurate to the best of your knowledge.
What, that it wasn't intentional?
Everything you said today, everything that's come out of your mouth has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yep.
Why?
That's how you
talk to somebody is we need to assure that everything that we talked about is
true and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
not a trick question.
To the best of my knowledge?
To the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
Okay. Okay.
Do me a favor, stand up. And just turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally.
We understand that.
He's still dead.
Well, we don't.
Someone needs to call Brian, please.
Okay.
Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when we get you down to the jail.
So why is this happening? So this was a trick.
No, it's not. How's the trip? I'm here to ask you to explain a few things to us. And
You were right, you're right.
your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
Doesn't matter. It's still there. Do me a favor. Have a seat.
catlovedreamingpeach.com.
All right, continuing where I left off, Sarah Boone, very maliciously says, not malicious. She also says not intentional dozens, hundreds of times, as if she seems to think that just because she says the words, not intentional, that that's going to somehow absolve her of having to actually pay for what she did. And another thing that she said, which I found incredibly despicable, was the punishment of the fact that he's dead. The fact that she has to deal with the fact that he's dead is punishment enough. Wow. So I wrote some more notes while I was listening. Sarah seems very controlling. For example, the fact that they shared a phone, but only she had the password and a facial recognition, and he had to completely be totally reliant on her for access to anybody. His 3 children, his 3 daughters, his family, his siblings. She wrote dozens of letters to the judge and lawyers. Like, very obsessive, very controlling, not demure. Sarah Boone truly seems gleeful about a lot of this. The smiles, the very cold-hearted, no soul, cruel, evil, but yet I'm smiling. This is bringing me joy. Chilling. It was so chilling, like Emily D. Baker said. Watching the videos that Sarah Boone took on her cell phone of George in the suitcase, begging, not able to breathe, begging for his life, and her saying, "Fuck you. Fuck you. This is what you get," laughing, cackling, and slurring like marbles of drunkenness. Like, oh my God. Then the fact that she hit him with a bat, like battered. We were talking about battered, like literally battered with a bat. She hit him with a bat and most likely threw him down the stairs with him locked inside the suitcase and was beating. So if he was trying to get out, there are wounds on his knuckles that seem like either he was trying to get out and she was beating him with the bat and hitting on his head and wherever else on his arms, but like either inside of the suitcase. He was super drunk, like 1.36 or something alcohol content, which is like way over the limit. So also he was very small. He was 5'2", 103 pounds. I feel like it's much more likely that she stuffed him in the suitcase and zipped him up and threw his fucking, like, she said the suitcase had a broken zipper and it was way in the back. Way in the back of the closet. And they were going to do Goodwill or charity stuff, and they were getting crap. Some of her son Lucas's clothes were way too small. They didn't fit him. She was sick of looking at them. And they were going to get crap that they were going to give away and put the giveaway crap in the crappy ass suitcase and zip it up and just give it all away. And somehow in their drunkenness of doing puzzles, playing, painting, doing puzzles, painting, and then sick of this, let's play hide and seek. And she's somehow standing in the shower waiting for him, and he didn't come find her, and he's playing in the suitcase or something like that when she comes down, and then she wanted to put him in there for 5 minutes to teach him a lesson. I'm just like stream of consciousness remembering some of the things that she was saying in that video. She also said that she thought he was like the boy crying wolf, and then somehow said like, well, that's what he always does. And then the lady cop said like, but he's never been in a suitcase begging for his life or something like that. Like, he's never been locked in a suitcase before. You know, like Sarah saying something like he always cries wolf about stuff. Then she also oh my God, why can't I say the word? Infantilized. as Eurasians. That's like a Trump thing. She infantilized him. She spoke about him like he was a fucking baby. We were doing puzzles and painting. We got tired of that, and then I didn't want to drink. You fucking psycho. She's like, she makes everything about how she's the victim, but yet she's also somehow the savior. Like, what the hell? She's the blue-eyed white devil, blue-eyed white dragon, like she called herself. She also said, when she was like, what are you going to tell his parents? They're going to think I killed him. And they were like, what do you mean? Okay, let's see. The other thing, so she probably somehow stuffed him into the suitcase, threw him down the fucking stairs, which the neighbors literally felt the walls shaking and heard the boom, 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 boom right after loud arguing, which was frequent. Then she was taking those videos. She totally fucking blacked that out. Went upstairs to go to bed. Then in the morning, according to her story, she waited hours before coming downstairs. Then when she came downstairs and she found him, it seemed as if she took him out of the suitcase, splayed him out, then called her ex-husband, Brian. He was like, come on over. George is dead. Then he's like, okay, well, I got to get ready. Even though I only lived a minute away, he had to, like, get dressed and do something with the dog or whatever. So she calls him again while he's on his way. And he's like, did you call 9? First, he's like, call 911. Then when she calls him while he's on his way, he's like, did you call 911? No, you didn't call 911. Then when he gets there, this was his testimony. He was like, did you call 911? She was like, no, I want to have a smoke break and drink my soda first. And he's like, call 911. She's like, well, do we have to call him, like, what the fuck? The man was dead as a doornail. So that's when she called 911. Okay. Like, holy shit. Then she says, alcohol is a shitty thing. You all listen. She stands up. He's like, sit down. Bitch, just because you got so fucking drunk that you don't even remember killing your boyfriend and recording it, that is not an excuse, nor is it a defense. I don't know what it is I need to do or how to do it. I don't know what it is I need to do or how to do it. Yeah, because you can't get out of this. A couple of typos on my auto-generated captions I missed. The cop says, why does it matter what we tell the parents? And then, and she says, because it will fuel the fire. And then when she was like, something like, I never get to see him again, and he was like, his daughters too. And that's when she was like, are you trying to make it worse? Like, what? And then, at the very end, when she was like, why is this happening when they arrest her? He said, not because George is back, but because George is dead. She's like, not intentional. And he's like, yeah, but he's still dead. Not intentional. That's the thing. So second-degree murder is where somebody does something that they know could kill someone, and they do it anyway. Different than first-degree murder, which is premeditated, meaning they planned that shit. Okay? A lot of people in Emily D. Baker's stream were like, it should be first degree, and in a way it could be, but by getting second degree murder they can still get her away for life, and I think they will. I really do believe it. Oh, by the way, I was going to say real quick that I think prediction, she could very well get sentenced tomorrow. She's going to testify. I think that they're going to deliberate less than an hour. They are going to be in and out, and that bitch is going to get her guilty verdict. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. And we very well might find that out tomorrow. We'll see. Peter Tragos wanted to go, and he was like hoping he could go next week because it was supposed to be like a 2-week trial with maybe 3 weeks. And that shit is like going to be 3 days. You're done. You're toasted. You're fried.
Get lovedreamingpeach.com.
Let's see if I can do this last video. I have my cute little stand I got from TikTok shop a while ago. Got my notebook. Forgot to show my cute notebook in my other video. And I did some screen recording, some calculations. Oh, let me grab my water. Let me get over here. All right, I'm using my mirror to reflect my clock so that it's not reversed like it's been in the other videos. Okay, so here's my notebook. And okay, so I did calculate that Sarah Boone was arrested on February 25th of 2020, and then I calculated that from today, which is October 21st of 2024, that means that the day she was arrested was 1,701 days ago, or 4 years, 7 months, and 26 days, or something like that. Okay, then so she's 47 years old. They had offered her a plea deal of 15 years that she could have accepted. And according to Florida state law, you have to do a minimum of 80% of your sentence. So if she had taken the 80%, if she had taken the plea deal and then had to serve 80%, let's say she's on her best behavior, she could have been getting out of jail in 7.5 years. And in 7.5 years, 47-year-old Sarah Boone would be 54 years and some months old, which means just 3 years older than I am now. Would I want to go to jail? No. But if I had killed somebody, then I think, like, I feel bad every day for killing ants. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm vegan. I've been vegan for 16 years. I was vegetarian for longer than that before that. And I feel bad for killing a bug. Okay? But I do it sometimes because I don't want bugs in my house. Okay? But I feel bad about it. All right? And then, I feel bad when I see losers and horrible, despicable people like Donald Trump, and even murderers like, Sarah Boone. I feel zero bad for her. She deserves everything that she's getting because gross. You know what? Like the fact that it came out that she was a mooch. She was living off of child support, not working, and she was this was something I wanted to say. She was mad. Sarah was complaining that George's baby's mama was after him for the child support. He had 3 fucking kids. The mother had a right to want child support for her 3 children that she had with him, his ex-wife. And Sarah didn't want George to pay the child support because Sarah wanted George to support her and Lucas, a child that wasn't even his, a child that had a father that was paying child support. Brian, who was paying for the phone, paying for the lovely 2-floor condo. She's probably paying for somebody to come and clean it up. I was surprised how clean it was. I saw somebody make that comment in a video. Like, I was surprised to see how clean it was. Yeah, it was too. Looking back at my notes. So, was George charity? Did she beat him up first? Did she hit him with the bat and then stuff him into the suitcase like, you're fucking charity, you're garbage, I'm gonna fucking get rid of you. She flipped the suitcase over a few times. She did admit that. The detective asked if the hide and seek was foreplay. Was it something you did for sex? She asked, confused, like, why are 2 fucking grown-ups playing hide and seek? Who the fuck does that? Was a kid home? No, he wasn't home. What? What's going on? Was this a sexual thing? Then you're hiding in a place where you obviously know where you are? Like, huh? What's happening here? Okay? So first she's trying to insist that she was she had her wits about her, whatever that Latin phrase she said, corpus, whatever, I don't remember. She's insisting, no, we're not drunk. No, we were just having fun. Then the next day in the police interview, alcohol is a shitty thing. I was drunk. I thought you said you weren't drunk. Well, she really is. So, you know, they were arguing. The neighbors testified to that. They heard arguing. They heard them loudly arguing. Then they heard a loud bump, 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 bump down that shook the walls. Then it got quiet. So what exactly was the sequence of events that led them from supposedly having a great time to she's got a bat? Sarah's got a bat that she's hitting him with. Was the wounds on his hands because she was hitting him and he was throwing his hands up, and she was actually hitting his head and his hands with the bat, and he was super drunk, and she knocked him out a bit, and then she stuffed him into the suitcase, zipped him up, threw him down the fucking stairs to teach him a lesson, then starts recording it in a drunken rage / weird laughter, like so evil, so evil. I feel like she's going to do well in jail. She'll make some friends. She'll be a scissor sister. Gross. She's disgusting. I despise her. She is vile. But I can also see her being extremely manipulative while she's in there. She will probably exhaust every appeal that she has, but I don't believe, I believe that she's a danger to society and that she would hurt somebody again given the chance. I think that her son and her ex-husband are much better off without her. I think the fact that this happened and that the fact that Brian has been able to raise the son without her was the best. He was saying that that day was her day to go pick the kid up after school, but he would call her incessantly on the days it was her day because she wasn't always so good at going to get him. Sometimes he was drunk or whatever. And so he'd often have to go get the kid anyway. So, and then she testified that, no, she wasn't sleeping when he was calling her incessantly. She was ignoring him, even though she knew it was her day to go pick up the kid. Oh yeah, but Brian is just like that. Brian just calls me incessantly. But then at the same time, she has that motherfucking nerve, the audacity to say, I was a straight A student, even though, bitch, you're in your 40s. What the fuck are you talking about? Straight A student when? 30 years ago? I'm a phenomenal mother. Even though you're so fucking drunk that your ex-husband has to call you incessantly, which you ignore on the days, your day to pick up your kid, and you can't even be bothered. I excel at everything. Wow. You are creep-tastic. You are a cringe fest, creep-tastic, delight, doomsday. You see the pineapple on my shirt? Okay, so I think that Sarah Boone is going to do quite well in jail. She'll get to read, she'll get to learn some shit. She'll get to write a bazillion letters. She'll get some pen pals. Maybe she'll have some fans. And she won't have to worry about the rent or eating, getting her meals. I mean, she won't get to smoke her cigarettes and drink her Dr. Pepper and her wine or, the stronger stuff.
So if I can show up. Why are you coming?
Because
Before you all said I could leave. that I was done after that.
We were done, yes. We were done. Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
We are done.
Right. It's not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do now?
You will...
Someone needs to call Brian.
Okay.
Lucas is waiting for Mom to come home. This was not my intention. I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
That's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas. Now he's just not going to have me come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
No.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
You'll be afforded the time in court. You'll be afforded an attorney. You'll be afforded a chance to talk to a judge, and all that stuff will be worked out.
But what's the time frame for that, though?
I have no way of being able to tell you. You should make first appearance by tomorrow morning, if not tonight, depending how things are busy, how quickly you get down there.
I had a suspicion that this was going to happen. And I need water, like, really bad, dude. You all took me down here.
Absolutely did not.
I just got those.
Okay. Yeah, you're not allowed in the jail.
So I can't even smoke cigarettes like that.
To think she could have had almost 5 years of time served and have 7 years left, and now she may very well spend the rest of her life. She might spend 50 years in jail. I hope she does.
Infantilize. 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 Infantilization. Infantile.
Infantile. Infantile. Infantile.
Infantility.
You think Sarah Boone was a blue-eyed white devil wannabe
Infant.
savior who treated George like he was an infant, infantilized him, and then just killed him? Midnight now, and Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone, I hope you only see the light of the moon through the fucking bars, or when you get to walk around the courtyard for an hour or so. Maybe you'll have like a low security place and you'll get to do puzzles and painting. You get to clean your room. You think Brian will take Lucas to visit her in prison? Or do you think he'll be like, thank the fucking God, this unfit monster, yet another monster. Save this kid. You know, sometimes the best thing for a kid is to not have to deal with a fucking monster.
Cat lovedreamingpeach.com.
catlovedreamingpeach.com.
So, my prediction was way off.
Law enforcement officer.
This bitch.
With them, that should be done in
Sarah Boone, anticipating gaps. She needs to confer with her lawyer so she can prepare. Okay, so I was like, I thought she was going to be in and out today, case rested. No, they have witnesses. Witnesses they want to bring tomorrow. Witnesses they want to bring Thursday? Let me put my garbage can away. Alright, so I made this video. I was literally fucking premiering it and then realized, oh, the dubbing is off between the layers. So I was like, well, fuck it, I gotta fix that. And then I'm sitting here watching it and seeing how it's not finished, not gonna be done today. So I figured, well, my prediction that I made last night was wrong. So might as well take this moment to say, okay, maybe she'll be sentenced by Friday? I don't know. They took her away. She had a chain around her waist and handcuffs, and then they put it around her waist again. I was like, wow, getting to see her walking out in chains. And that's how it's gonna end. Well, I'm getting back to it. My God, this woman. She is truly a monster. Unbelievable. The audacity is just like through the roof. And I don't think that the jury is going to take too kindly to it either. Wow. Have you been watching it?
Emily D. Baker.
And then I believe Dr. Harper's not going to be here till Thursday morning. So we're going to have a little gap in time unless we've got to put on several officers about prior acts and all that. But,
we're going to have a gap in time.
Of this, Judge, in the abundance of...
Look at the judge's face. We're going to have a gap in time is exactly what the judge doesn't want to hear. The judge is like, you knew this was coming.
Caution, I feel like I need to go over this evidence with my client before she testifies, and I have not had a chance to view that evidence other than seeing it here today, but I think I need to do that with her before she testifies.
Okay, can the parties approach for a moment?
The motherfucking audacity.
Bruh.
What is happening? Oh my God. I'm going to see if we have a little bit of zoom room. I paused like 3 times. So we're going to, they're still up at the stand. Oh my God. The judges just, see you guys. You should be prepared. You should. So chat, how y'all doing?
At lovedreamingpeach.com.
All right. It's my painting. So, Sarah is meant to be back after lunch. They took a break. And they'll be back at 1. So I'm anticipating by 1:30. It's, let's see, what time is it actually? It's 12:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. The northeast coast of the USA. And I'm anticipating by 1:30 that Sarah should be testifying. Unless somehow on the break she decides, you know what, I'm going to beg for the plea deal. It's so insane that if she had accepted that plea deal, that she might have potentially been getting out of jail in 7 years from now, which sounds insanely long, but 7 years versus, I'm still wearing my same pineapple shirt. 7 years compared to life, or let's say bare minimum, they give her 22 years in prison, okay?
22 years where she'll be like 69, almost 70. She's going to be like 70 years old. That's if she gets the bare minimum, okay? She could very well end up being found guilty of second-degree murder and end up with a life sentence. It's a possibility. And she took that risk. She said, I'm not going to take this absolute 7 years behind bars. I'm going to see if I can talk my way out of this. Just like she thought she could talk her way out of it the morning of, just like she thought she could talk her way out of it the day after. She thought she could write letters up the wazoo, out the ears to get out of it. She ain't getting out of it, except in a box, is my opinion. She will be given more respect than not being stuffed in a suitcase. Now, somebody said, is she going to try to get in the suitcase during her testimony to prove, like, no way. She wouldn't do that. She wants to look at the suitcase and the bat, which I find unbelievably creepy, but okay, let's see. So, got about 15 minutes until until jury's meant to come back from lunch, and the court break will be over, and her lawyer said she might be testifying until 5 o'clock this evening. So 3 hours. What are they anticipating that's also the cross-examination? Is this gonna be like, this seems like it's gonna be insane. Let's find out. I'm gonna go watch.
It says, got a feeling today is gonna be a wild ride. I mean, right now it's a lot of hurry up and wait, isn't it? One crazy cat said, at what point does putting Sarah on the stand go from merely foolish to perjury? We will see, but there's lots of previous statements she'll be confronted with. So we will see what happens. Emma Lou said the flat, so I know what was just said. It just killed me. Yeah, that was the internal eye roll. So I know what was just said. Yep. The baseball bat, is the baseball bat not going to come in? It already came in. No real evidence that it was used. The baseball bat is in evidence. It won't come up what happened with the baseball bat until Sarah Boone testifies, because she told someone that she used it. Don't break for lunch. Don't break for lunch. Don't break for lunch.
Councils have matters that they need to address with Madam Clerk for the pre-marking of exhibits, and along with the review of the suitcase and bat, which were previously entered into evidence. I'm going to bring based on the agreement of the parties, I'm going to bring our jury panel in at this time, release them for lunch, give them a similar instruction to the instructions they've been provided earlier, and we will commence promptly at 1 o'clock this afternoon. State, any disagreement with the battle plan so far? Yes, same question, Mr. Owens. Yes, all right, let's go ahead and stand by, bring it back in our panel. I don't find that it's an opening of the door, and I'm going to rely on what the Florida Supreme Court has told us to do.
Judge, I've got to get the clerk to mark some photographs, and then my client and I need to take that suitcase out of that box and inspect it, play with the zipper a little bit, and then also take that bat out of that paper bag and inspect it before she testifies.
Any response?
I'm just confused why we haven't utilized nearly half an hour or more that the court has been off the bench to get these photographs marked. The defense team has been on board for quite some time. They did not request a second evidence view of the physical evidence that Ms. Boone already had an opportunity to do while she was pro se. It's 11:25.
Let's roll, Your Honor.
We need to try the case.
Let's fucking go.
Judge, I think that She had that evidence view, I think, with Billy Lane. I believe that was the day after I filed my notice of appearance, or maybe it was the day I filed my notice of appearance. I don't remember exactly, but it had already been previously scheduled. I was in Milton, so they went ahead and did it that morning, I believe at the jail. I believe the evidence...
Any particular reason why it hasn't been done in the last 45 minutes?
Because
I sent my juror out, out?
I've been meeting with my client about her rights to testify or not, and other related matters.
Sir, let's go.
In terms of not giving her this evidence?
In terms of anything that the state just discussed?
I've just been busy with my client.
Okay. How much time do you need in order to pre-mark these exhibits and look at the baseball bat and the suitcase which have been entered into evidence?
I would think 15 minutes.
I'm very concerned because it is 11:25 and I discharged our jury some time ago, and I don't want to be in a position where we have to break in the middle of testimony.
May I suggest that we just take an early lunch? It's 11:30.
No!
Early lunch. We've got witnesses coming this afternoon anyway. If her testimony ends before 5, we've got 1 or 2 witnesses that are here, and then I believe tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got Dr. Brannon is going to be here first thing Wednesday morning, and then I believe Dr. Harper's not going to be here till Thursday morning.
Sir, you should be prepared. You should be prepared. Oh, well, we get to see the audience. Hey, everybody in the audience. Good to see you guys. I felt like they looked as I was saying that, so I had to wave. They probably heard the camera turning or saw the cameraman turning. But it's nice to see if the audience is full and or not full. All right, we're going to answer some questions because we're just sitting here.
At lovedreamingpeach.com. At lovedreamingpeach.com.